and welcome to the Death Battle Cast. Hey, I'm Ben. I'm joined by Chad as usual. What's up, Chad?
Hello. Oh, is that
Join-
one this time? Ha! That's no. I'm gonna
Yeah,
try and
we
time
got-
that next time. What's up,
We
everybody?
got.
Hey.
Well, let's see what exciting transition wipe we're gonna see to introduce Liam. It's Liam.
He usually
Flying
gets
right
the
for the top
swinging
of the screen.
The bodega near where I live recently purchased, I guess, these extra gigantic Diet Coke bottles, which is great for me because I'm an absolute fucking Diet Coke hound. So it's a great day, and
that's
and,
the highlight of your day today, Liam.
I also had an audition this morning. I went to an EPA, and those usually, or they can very well take like all day if you're non-equity like me. But I got in and out before like noon. I went in there like 10.
Nice.
That's fucking great.
Nice.
And I woke up at like 5 in the morning to get there early, and it was perfect. Sorry.
And so the Diet Coke is your celebratory.
I
Diet
don't
Coke? Is that the
really.
idea?
I'm not really affected by Diet Coke caffeine. It doesn't really do anything to me.
Magic
I
caffeine.
just
Specific-
fucking love it.
Specifically Diet Coke caffeine. Okay, anyway.
So fucking good.
And of course, we are joined by the amazing, the extra talented, Danny. Why?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
why do you do that? Yeah, see there.
Danny just Ismahawk.
Hey-o. I'm back. They tried to keep me away, but they couldn't. I have returned.
I texted you and suggested this. What are you saying?
Oh, sorry,
That's-
chat.
that-
I was
that's
the one
true.
keeping you away. I was texting Danny all
Oh,
of
it
this
was Liam.
mean
Liam was
stuff.
keeping Danny
yeah,
away.
for
Got
like
it.
several years.
It was dang it, Liam.
We
Liam
hate
constantly just
Rawr.
trying to push me away. This is why we haven't
Yeah.
seen any live action death battles. It's just like
Yes.
get
Oh,
these
dude,
guys
we
out of
are
here.
already turning the knife. Oh, dude.
Oh my God.
You
but
brought me
it's
back
great to
into
have you
this
back here,
world.
man. I love it.
Thanks for
I love
having me,
it.
guys.
So if y'all didn't pick up on it and y'all don't know, Danny's one of our favorite people to work with. Danny runs Ismahawk along with a bunch of other very incredibly talented people. And they've brought you the live action death battles that you've seen. And I think I see, is that the Red Hood mask behind you in the case there?
That is. That's a Red Hood mask right back there.
Yeah. And
Trophies from past battles, you could say. Oh,
And then
here,
the
Nightwing
Nightwing
suit.
outfit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Had to make sure
yeah.
everything was on full display for you guys.
It looks awesome. I'm
Yeah.
jealous.
Thanks, man.
If you
Missed
have not
you
checked out
guys.
Ismahawk,
you too.
you absolutely should. We've missed you too, man. How are things going in the crazy Western world?
Crazy Western world of
West of
Wild
Las
West.
Vegas.
Las Vegas, sunny Las Vegas. Everything's going great, man. We've been staying busy, thankfully. We've our production company has been being brought on to bigger and bigger projects, and it's been really exciting. We just wrapped working on a friend's feature action film that we shot here in Vegas. That we blew up a house. We crashed some cars. We closed down roads at downtown Vegas and shot some martial arts fights. It was a blast, and we're getting ready to shoot another one not this summer, but like literally next summer. This time next year we'll be on set for another one. So it's been really, really exciting. And I gotta say before anything, I gotta give you guys massive thanks and massive props, because Winter Soldier versus Red Hood is still one of my favorite projects I've ever worked on, and has opened a lot of doors for us. So thank you guys again for all the amazing experiences. It's been a blast.
Oh, dude. Of course, man. You guys, like we said every time you're on camera, you guys are like the easiest people in the world to work with. It's great.
Likewise, man. Match made in heaven.
For sure. Gelatin Man dropping 10 memberships. Thank you, Gelatin Man.
Gelatin
Also,
man.
just a dude says, I love you,
you.
Danny, in all caps.
I love you, Gelatin Man.
Oh, it's just a dude who said that. Gelatin Man dropped the memberships.
Gelatin man doesn't
Well,
love you.
Okay, Gelatin Man. Jeez, okay, fine, that's okay.
Specifically.
We love
Well,
Gelatin.
other dude, I love you too.
Go ahead, strip the chat to you, Danny, so you can see it as well.
Thank you,
If wanna
guys.
Pull it up.
I gotta be honest, I'm a little
Gelatin.
disappointed we're not in person, because last time I was out there, I was getting tased by Chad, and those are some lifelong memories I'll never forget.
I forgot about that. Well,
Great times, man.
Things changed.
Well, you know,
Yeah, no, it's been so much
Dot,
easier
dot,
to keep
dot.
this like
silence.
even though like a lot of us are like back in the office or whatever, it's still like been so easy to keep the show remote, mainly because it allows us to do still what we loved about it was that we can have guests so much easier, right?
Yeah,
So like it was literally just
definitely.
like I think texted you like what happy birthday or something, and it was like you're like, oh man, we should catch up, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, oh dude, you want to come on Death Battle Cast? It's like, yeah, all right, cool. Like and it's just that easy.
Always,
Yeah.
always. I'm always down.
Chad, how
Love
much
it.
money would you give me if I poured this entire like half bottle of NyQuil into this Diet Coke and just chugged it like on camera right now?
No.
No, like a dollar amount.
$5.
I don't. There, Ben's
Okay,
got
that's not a lot
5.
of money.
I'm not. I think we'll get in trouble if you do that. So I'm not gonna.
Well, the offer stands. I have some Dayquil too, if that works better for you.
$6.
Dude, NyQuil, you're gonna be out, man.
I know it'll
No,
be really
like-
funny. It'll be funny to see me
Well,
see me
actually,
struggle.
that would be great.
I need
See,
I need a
okay,
handicap for this
it would be
debate
great
today.
because
Oh.
if you like, yeah, if you're just out by the end of the show, then I automatically win our argument that we're about to have, right? So we are about to debate Spawn versus Venom. This is a symbiote fight, I suppose.
Yeah,
In a lot of ways.
Letha of the
But-
House of K, which is like such a good name, versus
Yeah.
Venom. Is the name of the symbiote.
Also, thank
Oh,
you,
the
Kage, for
Spawn
the 5
symbiote?
memberships, man.
It's like K
Wait, was it 5 or was it 10? It was
K7
10.
Letha.
Thank you, Kage.
Also, we want to clarify something because I saw some comments that suggested thoughts about this fight that I don't think were intentional on our part. Obviously, pitting base Venom versus Godspawn is not fair, right?
Oh, that's
so,
what we're doing, right?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I could probably find some feats that base Venom could scale to.
Oh, is this a
It'd just be
challenge?
completely
All right.
ridiculous. But it would be bullshit. But I think I could do it. No, like Venom had a run recently where he became a big god. And that's the one we're going to talk about, at least by the end of this. I think we're going to like ramp up. I think we're going to like measure multiple different versions of
these
them.
these characters have a lot of different power sets and versions of those power sets, and I think
Yeah.
we're going to need to explore at least a couple of those different sets to really like hammer this home. And part of that is going to be their god forms, which they've had at huge climactic moments in their series. Both of those god forms are. It's questionable whether we would include them in an actual death battle themselves because they are like taking powers from other entities and using them. But it might be interesting to compare them. So by the end of this, we might have a little bit of a discussion about whether or not we should include it in the vote.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, we have a lot of different powers to work with, not just cosmic entities. Like there's a lot more going on here. So I guess we can get started. And of course, if you're new to this, the way this works is Liam and I will be arguing for our characters. I will be representing Spawn. Liam will be arguing for Venom. And it's our job to convince the jury that our character would win by any means necessary. And the jury consists of 3 seats. It's going to be Chad. It's going to be Danny. And it's going to be all of you watching live right now. We stream this every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. And you will be able to vote in the chat by the end of the show. Okay. Opening statements. I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll start.
Oh yeah, Danny's already ready. He's like, go.
All right.
Sway me.
Convince me.
Spawn. Al Simmons. Expert militant assassin extraordinaire, or whatever he was before he died horribly. After dying, Al Simmons became the Hellspawn of Malbogia, a reanimated undead, essentially, that was supposedly intent to serve Hell, and that quickly went very awry for everybody at Hell, as Spawn ended up being more powerful than all of them combined. Spawn is an indestructible being wearing a symbiote suit called K7 Letha, and with a number of Hell powers, as well as some other extra powers that he gets from other sources, including shape-shifting, invulnerability, regeneration, summoning of multitude of things, including chains and animals and whatnot. And the dude can't die. This
Great.
is so one-sided, even without Cosmic
Yes,
Spawn.
he can.
It's not even joking.
Yes, at least with base Spawn has a very clear weakness, which is the timer. You know, him using up.
No, he got rid of that very fast.
I just want to very quickly point out that Ben talked about Hell like it was a company. It's like that went really bad for everybody at Hell. You know, like
I mean, it kind of is. So Hell,
A lot of layoffs.
Okay, Hell and Heaven in the Spawn universe are not actually Heaven and Hell, or
They are, but
it's like a different version of Heaven and Hell. Heaven in the Spawn universe is not the heaven; it is a heaven, and there's a heaven beyond it. There's literally a moment where heaven, where God creates the rapture, and like everybody's like, "Oh, yay! I'm excited to go to heaven," and God is like, "Psh, who fed you that bullshit? I'm just here to bring you up here to become my army so that we can all go fight hell. Let's get ready, guys." And everybody who's been devoted to God turn into God Spawn. I'm not really sure what they're called. Heaven Spawn? I don't know. Basically what Spawn is, but for God. It's horrible. But then later it's revealed, oh, actually God's just some petulant child that the real God was like, this guy kind of sucks. There's actually a heaven beyond that all the souls are going to go to eventually. It's complicated. But at the end of the day, there's basically a lot of different deities in the world in the universe of Spawn, and Spawn has to compete with quite a few of them.
Well, speaking of gods, Dude Blade X gifted 50 memberships. Thank you, Dude Blade X. That is insane. That is so many. Good lord.
That's a lot. That is a lot. Thank you for rapturing 50 people to our God's God
I
army
don't know.
here.
I don't know. We might want to run that one through marketing, Ben. Yeah, come watch Death Metal Cast live, and you might get raptured.
You might get a gifted rapturing.
Then what version of Venom am I starting with? Right. What version?
I mean, I was kind of just talking about base Venom.
You're just talking about base,
or just general.
Okay,
so
I'll talk about.
Especially Spawn is a character that like even his base form, like people might not necessarily know much about. I feel like a lot of people have the general gist of Venom. So if you want to get into like the higher stuff, go for it. But
I'll start with.
Let's not get too high just yet.
I'm not going to get too high on camera.
Like Null, for example.
But I have that NyQuil.
Says the dude who was just offering to slam cough syrup or something.
Yeah, we both tried to do we both did that joke. Eddie Brock, professional worst day ever haver. I have a little bit of fun trivia about that. Actually, bonded with the Venom symbiote, became Venom, and unknowingly, 30 years down the line, involved himself in a giant cosmic war for the fate of the multiverse. I'm not going to get into power levels, but just complete insanity. Becomes the King in Black. I'll explain what that means. Just in terms of base Venom, he has all of Spider-Man's powers, as well as a lot of stuff that Ben mentioned, like shape-shifting and regeneration and possession. The symbiotes are an unbelievably powerful at possessing opponents, to the point that I even think base Spawn would have trouble against the Venom symbiote, and certainly with Venom as he scales up in power as the King in Black and as the God of Light, which is stupid, and I fucking hated that idea.
God of Light?
God of Light Venom.
I hate it. It's like
I
when I saw what they did,
like, I'm here to argue for Venom. His story sucks.
I disliked it so much. Maybe you can like say like, oh, it had some bigger story stuff, but I'm like, okay, if you make Venom obviously like doesn't, stopped being a out and out villain decades ago. He is an anti-hero, but they sanded down his edges to the point where he's just a fucking hero. And they're doing that a lot. And they do that with the movie villains too, where they're not bad, they're just good guys. They're just good guys. Morbius is a good guy, Venom's a good guy. Craven in that recent trailer, just a good guy. Just a good guy. He kills bad guys, which is what... Yeah, protector of animals.
Wait,
what? I haven't seen the trailer yet. Is that what they pitch him as?
I mean,
oh yeah, he like hunts down his father's like criminal empire, and it's like, look how bad he is because he like kills this one guy, and it's like that guy's a fucking like super criminal. Like it's okay that you kills him.
I'm
like,
sorry. Is Kraven the Hunter going to be like an anti-poacher movie?
It seems that way. And then
I'm
there's
sorry,
a bunch
yeah.
of spiders attacking him, so I think he's
Yeah,
he's like Batman where he's afraid of spiders, and that's why
Oh,
he
it's
wants to go
cringe.
take out
It's cringe as fuck.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Craven, the hunter,
Yeah.
who hunts and wears a lion.
Yep.
Well, he doesn't have that. He doesn't get that until later.
Oh
I think they literally are setting it up as like a dun 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 dun, like kind of
Yeah.
moment. It's
with the
really
lion
fucking
pelt, the endangered
with the
species
lion
pelt.
because most of the
I
clips we see,
protect
he does not have the
animals.
lion pelt.
Well, because he's part
Um,
lion now, because the lion blood
Oh,
fell
the
lion
into,
blood
inside
got
of
He
him.
got, he got bit by a radioactive lion, of course.
No,
That makes
literally,
so
like,
much
he's
sense.
mauled
I
by
mean,
a lion,
kinda.
and then like a drop of like lion blood goes into his blood, and I'm like, that's almost the superpower origin for Catwoman in both
Oh,
of
yeah.
her movies.
That's true.
yeah.
Where the cat like coughs in her mouth.
No, they just laid on her. A lot of cats laid on her, right?
I like the Batman
Yeah,
Returns
they
one
all,
more,
like,
where it's just
absorb cat essence
Yeah.
into her body.
Yeah.
How come
Where they just, like,
Spider-Man
lick
was
her,
the
they lick
first
her
movie
wings.
that got really successful? Now everything has to be like everyone has to have some sort of animal inject their blood into
Yeah.
a person.
No, the point is that-
Radioactive animal.
if you're gonna do a Craven movie, just do a Spider-Man movie and have it be Craven's Last Hunt. Craven's Last Hunt is already the best Spider-Man story. You don't need anything else. You don't need to give him. He doesn't even have a fucking Russian accent. It's so dumb. But his
Well, they
dad
didn't want
does.
another Quicksilver
Well.
situation. That
Oh, I guess so. Right, because it would have just been Quicksilver because it's the same.
They
actor.
can't. They also can't make Russians the good guys nowadays. Like,
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Oh God.
Mike,
They
let me know
should've
when
made
you're
him
done.
British.
80s are back.
yeah, they
like
could've
in
done that.
Bullet Train, he should have been done the same accent he did in Bullet Train because that character was awesome.
Was that
I don't know
like
if you guys saw
Cosby?
Bullet
Yeah.
Train, but it was
I
awesome.
like Bullet Train. That was fun.
Anyway,
Anyways, we're talking about how stupid this shit is.
Danny. In
oh.
terms of Venom, are you following any of this stuff that Liam's been talking about?
I don't know, man. Hell powers seem like pretty OP. Even if it's not like really hell, it's more the corporate version of hell, like how you described. But
It's definitely a fantasy hell. There are multiple layers of hell, and eventually Spawn does conquer one layer, and it basically eventually he conquers all of hell. But for a brief time, he's like, I think it's the 8th layer of hell that Spawn conquers, and he's basically like omniscient in. But either way, I think we can kind of talk
Well,
about maybe their.
may I ask Liam? Liam,
Yeah.
how many layers of hell has Venom conquered?
Well, if you're talking about base Venom, none. But I think that, like, okay, so if we're depending on what Ben brings up for base Spawn, right now we're just talking about base Spawn versus base Venom. Base Spawn could be much more powerful than base Venom. But the ability of the symbiote race to possess beings far more powerful than it against their will is kind of insane. Like, and we're gonna get, and this isn't even the most extreme portion, but like, we're gonna get into some insane possession feats later on. But like, the
T-Rex.
base Carnage symbiote, which is like slightly stronger when bonded with Cassidy to the Venom symbiote, but not by much. They're still the same race. It's not like an inherently different thing until it becomes Dark Carnage or whatever. But even before that, it's able to possess the Silver Surfer like against his will.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The Silver Surfer was a Carnage host, right?
Okay.
That sounds
so-
awesome. What? Like, I want
Yeah.
to look that up.
Yeah. You can look it up.
Yeah.
And this is not the last time we're gonna bring up the Silver Surfer in this fucking discussion, but like, it's very possible that base Spawn could just blast Venom apart, but so could the Silver Surfer. And I'm willing to bet that the Silver Surfer is much more powerful than base Spawn. So if it wanted to, if it saw
maybe.
that as a problem, he could possess him pretty easy.
I mean,
Spawn's
has
suit-
Venom fought Silver Surfer? Like base Venom.
Base Venom. No, I mean base Venom would get obliterated by the Silver Surfer, but so would base Carnage, right? I'm talking about possession.
So you're talking
not,
about possession. Yeah. So I do think from the base form, at the end of the day, both of them are incredibly strong and fast. I imagine Venom has some light speed feats. I don't remember
He
specifically.
scales.
Yeah, but Spawn has some light speed feats. His cape in particular has blocked light speed lasers before. Like, I have a feeling that physically they're going to be pretty similar, but they have
Oh,
all these like
really?
weird powers in addition to that could change how this kind of moves
Yeah.
forward, even when we go into like the cosmic levels. So talking about possession, we want to like jump on that real quick. Spawn. So I talk about hell as a little bit different than normal hell because of a lot of these rules are established with how hell works in this universe. And Spawn is specifically a hell spawn of Malbogia, who is a lesser demon to Satan. And theoretically, both of those entities should be able to control Spawn, but they can't. Spawn is explicitly a hell spawn, the only hell spawn, or one of the only hell spawns that has free will and can just choose to do whatever and eventually fights back against the demons who are trying to control him. The reason why he can do this is because at the moment of his death and bargain with Malbogia, I think I'm pronouncing Malbogia right, the mother of existence, who is the god above God in the universe, combined all the souls of every single person who died at that same moment into Al's essence, essentially. And so he's actually 6,001 people altogether. And
Sure.
because of this, somehow because of this, it makes him literally uncontrollable. If you try to possess him, the other 6,000 souls will like supersede you and overwhelm you. You can't, unless you can somehow control 6,000 souls all at once. And again, they're souls, not physical entities. Then you can't control him. And even Satan, who could control millions of demons, can't control 6,001 souls altogether. It's a little weird. Frankly, a lot of the Spawn stories like this, where it's just like it sort of throws an explanation but doesn't go into detail about like it doesn't matter why it makes sense. This is just how it works. So I don't know why these 6,000 souls just aren't controllable, but they aren't. You can't possess him.
I also love
so
that it was
I think it's going to be incredibly difficult, if not impossible, for Venom to actually possess Spawn in any way. Plus, Spawn has his own symbiote who can just fight back against the symbiote.
I love it, 6,001. So it's like, they're like 6,000. That'd be way too convenient
Yeah,
if it was an
it's a little
even
cheeky
number.
about it.
I say 6,001 because
that's believable.
it's the 6,000 souls and Al. So there's 6,001 people. Yeah, I think it might just be a general number. It might be like 6,332. I don't know. But there are 6,000 people. The way they describe it is 6,000 souls are bonded to him. And he can actually like summon them as other Hellspawn. So there could potentially be 6,000 Spawn running around at any one time. So that's fun.
That's very similar to something that does not apply to base Venom, but does apply to the next ring up.
Okay.
When Venom is the King in Black.
Well, we'll have to factor that in just a second, Liam.
It's good. No, that's good. That's good, because our first sponsor for this week's episode is... Did you guess it? You said it.
Somebody has to say it.
It's Factor. All right, let's talk about Factor. Yes, it is Factor. That's why I said... Guys, come on. It's a pun. Right, this episode's sponsored by Factor. This spring, you need nutritious, or summer, you need nutritious, convenient meals to energize you for the warmer days and keep you on track for reaching your goals. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and tackle everything on your to-do list. And frankly, coming from somebody who is not a fan of cooking, I start cooking and I smell the food and I'm like, why can't I eat it right now? I'm wasting my time. How is there a way for me to just make this instantly happen? Well, Factor basically makes that happen. So with Factor, you can skip the trip to the grocery store, skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So much faster than cooking. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy. Then go back to going outside or doing whatever else you want to do. So
debating character matchups.
Yeah, debating whether or not Spawn or Venom could beat each other up in a fight.
Specifically in a cooking contest.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I bet neither of them are very good cooks. So cut back on the takeout with more than 34 chef-prepared, flavor-packed options, including everything from keto to calorie smart to vegan to protein plus. Head to factormeals.com/cast50 and use code cast50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code CAST50 at factormeals.com/cast50. Get 50% off your first box at Factor. Thank you, Factor, for sponsoring this episode.
I actually use Factor, and it legitimately is awesome.
Oh, nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like I was very shocked at how delicious some of the meals were. I was like, "Oh my god, this is very good." So
Same.
and I'm not getting paid for that. So
The other day,
that's me. That's me just saying.
Yeah, I know, right? We'll see if we can get Danny the hookup. But
Hey,
no, the other day I was in studio for a 20th anniversary production that I can't talk about yet, and we catered food, and some of the people that were there chose to heat up their Factor meals instead of eating the catered food that we had. So that gives you a testament to how good that is. Thanks, Factor.
That's fantastic. Yes. Some people are saying like first HelloFresh, then Factor. Actually, I believe HelloFresh owns Factor. So
I didn't know
both,
that.
yeah, they're both together.
Viacom, too.
Yeah. Sure, I guess. All right. So you wanted to talk about the next level
Food
up.
Viacom.
And of course, like obviously these characters have like a bunch of powers. Like Venom he can shapeshift his symbiote suit and weapons and whatnot. So can Spawn can summon chains and whatnot out of it. But what did you want to talk about regarding, what was it?
The King in Black.
King in Black. I don't even know what that is. Like, what does that mean?
Well, you're about to fucking find out.
Okay.
But first, I wanted to reveal a bit of trivia that I forgot to mention earlier. So, Chad, you're familiar with Eddie Brock's very terrible, no good bad day. Yeah. Okay, so one of the things is that he got cancer, right?
Yep.
Technically not true. What happened was, the symbiote, when it started to get worried that Eddie would want to separate from it, it implanted false memories into Eddie that made him think that he had gotten cancer that day.
Man, that's
and
evil.
then
wait, back before he got the symbiote?
No.
So it rewrote his
it gave him memories like back before he got the symbiote that he got diagnosed with cancer.
Oof.
To make sure, and it was
so
like
actually
I'm
never
the only
got
thing
diagnosed with cancer.
Wait. He did that so that the symbiote would be like, the only reason you're still alive is because you're merged with me.
Right. So you
and he believed it so hard that he got cancer for real. And then the symbiote separated from him because it was like, well, now you have cancer. Bye. Yes. Yeah, actually.
Man, that's diabolical, dude.
Yeah. When did
That's not how that works.
When did that story?
That's the story that introduces that he had cancer.
Yeah, I kind of remember this.
Oh, yeah. No, we can talk about the power of belief in fiction. I'll never forget. I will take it to my grave. That Ninja Turtles episode that we watched when we were researching Shredder, where the turtles are all inflated like balloons, and Splinter says he has the like magic pearls or whatever that'll like fix them, and they believed hard enough that they literally deflate and go back to normal as the pearls were glowing and spinning around, and then Splinter ends with like, aha, they were just normal rocks, but you believed. And I was like, and it ends. And I was like,
that doesn't make any sense.
Well, you mind over matter, changing your biology?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
And rocks glowing and spinning in the air.
To my grave. That is one of the wildest, most bullshit things I've ever seen in a show. Like,
Cuts and credits. But how did that happen? Who knows?
Kids show logic.
Yeah. Okay. So he willed. Wait, are you saying
he accidentally
that one
willed
of
himself
Venom's
cancer?
feats? One of Venom's feats is he willed cancer into existence.
Yeah.
I mean,
what if
it's not really
Spawn's
a feat? I brought it up because I thought it was dumb as fuck.
Like he's an undead. I don't know if cancer's gonna really matter.
That
for
wasn't
him.
meant to be a feat, but actually, I mean, do you have a fucking scan of Spawn surviving cancer? I doubt it. So
I don't think he's.
toodaloo.
I mean, actually, given what happens in Spawn comics, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a cancer demon that
there's like a
attacks
hell
him.
cancer.
Probably.
Yeah. No, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. That's not the King
But
in Black.
also-
So the King in Black.
Oh, fine.
The first King in Black was no. Oh, Chad, did you want to say something?
Oh no, I was just
I still want to know what King in Black means.
Yeah,
like,
fine.
what is
move on.
this?
We move on. We're good. We're good.
Is this a Black Adam reference?
This is not a Black Adam reference. The hierarchy of the Marvel universe, though, did change.
Oh.
So, the King in Black is the title given to Null. Now, Null is a being that existed before time and space was created, before the Celestials created the multiverse. And he essentially was like floating. He was essentially a byproduct of the void, of nothingness. And then the Celestials came and created stuff. And then he was like, oh, the Big Bang is really bright. I'm going to fucking kill everything because I'm an asshole. So he became like this monster of void and killed a Celestial, created the All Black, the Necrosword out of void, and then created a race of beings out of the void, which became symbiotes. And then the Clintar. Yeah. It's the name they got. Clintar means prison because they served as a prison to contain Null or something like that. So the King in Black is the title that Null has, and it's what gives him his powers, or it's not what gives him his powers. It's the powers that he has as the leader of all the symbiotes. And when Eddie defeats Null, he gains those powers as well, and he becomes the king of the symbiotes. Now, what that allows him to do is remotely control every single symbiote in the universe. And he can not only do that, he can shift his consciousness into every single symbiote in the universe. And combine them. Like, when Null was taking over the universe, like, entire symbiotes were using their mass to, like, blot out planets. Like, completely take over planets and galaxies. They were spreading out across the entire universe. Symbiotes, if you bunch enough of them up, can possess Celestials. And Celestials are the super god beings that created the multiverse. They are like Galactus-level beings. Solidly multiversal, insanely fucking powerful, and he can possess those. So that's, when you said the 6,001 souls, I was like, yeah, that's not really going to matter against a host of symbiotes. Like, right, like, technically all you would need is 6,001 Celestials, as opposed to the billions and billions and billions of symbiotes that exist in the universe. You can possess a Celestial, and this one's actually fucking insane. Remember how I said he could shift his consciousness to different symbiotes?
Mm-hmm.
He can do that across space. He can also do it across time. So he can shift his mind into symbiotes that are in the past and in the future, including alternate future timelines. And he can see the time stream and see shit like that. He can also form a Necrosword that is capable of killing divine beings that have immortality. It renders them mortal, even Celestials, even cosmic beings like Celestials. You who created all of time and space. So, yeah. Danny, what do you think? That sound pretty cool?
Well, I mean, that's not corporate hell, but that's pretty powerful. I mean, being able to control
crazy,
a Celestial, that's
yeah.
Where does a Celestial?
He actually had
stack
3
up
Celestials
to
all at once.
Yeah,
3
so,
at once.
Yeah, at once.
I still don't know if that necessarily translates one-to-one to corrupting and possessing Spawn, because
it's like a hell parasite.
Yeah, because like Satan and God could not control Spawn, and they can control thousands upon thousands, millions upon millions of entities all at once, and ultra powerful beings as well that are certainly comparable to like celestial type creatures. So the fact that they can't control Spawn, I think, again, it's not the number per se. It's just that the comic was like, this just can't happen for whatever reason. I don't know.
Hell powers aren't really something that would affect Venom, though. Like, he's one of the few beings that is able to withstand the Ghost Rider's penance stare.
I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna bring that up.
That's the fun thing, actually. So Spawn actually has a penance stare, but it's reversed. So it actually probably would affect him. So Ghost Rider's penance stare is you look into a person and all their sins basically kill them from within. So what Spawn can do is he looks into a person and all the souls of every single creature in existence that person has ever wronged show up and beat the shit out of them.
Just jump his ass.
Yeah. So they're killed by the spirits of the people that they've wronged in the past.
That's not going to be an issue because Venom has a literal race of billions upon billions of fighters.
This is really interesting because I feel like they're just going to be summoning. Because also,
army war now.
For some reason, Spawn can summon like hell bears and hell crows to just like fight for him, like armies of animals that are like empowered by necroplasm.
They're just fodder.
Hell
They're just
yeah.
fodder for symbiotes.
So but it makes sure that he's not going to be overwhelmed, and also of course he can create 6,000 hellspawn with the other souls.
Hey, Liam, does Venom have
they
the
would
horse?
just-
I didn't think so.
Venom once possessed a T-Rex.
I do know that. This is
Yes.
true.
There's Venomsaurus Rex.
Yeah. I will say about the time thing. So first of all, what the hell? He can control symbiotes through time.
And he still apparently let carnage happen, so cool.
One of the powers that
yeah.
Spawn has used very rarely, and there's a reason for it, is he can actually control time. He can stop time. He can completely stop time. He's done it before. The reason why he doesn't use it in combat is because God and hell entities like himself and everything he fights aren't affected by changes in time. They're just immune to time adjustments. They are actually removed from time. Like if somebody went back in time and killed Al, Spawn would still exist. Like he's disconnected from that timeline. So he can't freeze time against another Hellspawn because it wouldn't stop the Hellspawn. So if whatever time shenanigans Venom tries to pull against Spawn would do nothing against him. He's literally just removed from it. But Spawn could stop time against him, right?
Venom is immune to time manipulation as well.
What is
And when
this?
he's explaining this is the King in Black. When Null was the King in Black, he fucking cut off, the first thing he did was cut off a Celestial's head. The dudes that created time and space. Time, Eddie literally states that time, it has no meaning to me anymore.
Why? This
and
is the
even
Venom
if you
we're
did,
talking about.
even if you did stop time and like blow up Venom or something, his consciousness would just hop to like a different symbiote, right? Or it would just appear in a different symbiote. He has an entire race of these guys that he can constantly respawn in. Oh, it's only ridiculous when you're losing.
Conjurix, thank you for the member gifting
10.
me so many memberships, because holy shit.
Appreciate it, man.
Danny,
It's
I'm
just
sure
so
this was not what you were
absurd.
expecting. Yeah.
I just did the thing I love about comics is just like, yeah, Venom, he's basically Spider-Man, except
Yeah, he's
like
evil
has
Spider.
a black suit and the white spider, and he's got like a cool teeth and tongue and stuff. But no, he can like stop time, and time doesn't affect him, but he can travel through time. And then you're like, wait, what the fuck? How did we get here?
I fucking hate making Venom a god. It feels like it was only done for the sake of that movie that came out that was awful. And I don't think it makes any sense. I guess it's kind of unique to give him like a weird cosmic origin story, but like he's evil Spider-Man. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Like now Spider-Man is completely irrelevant to his story.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of weird.
And
Yeah,
it
when you
makes
think
him,
about it.
I hated it because of what it did to like Eddie's character, because it just sanded down all the edges and made him like just a nice guy. And he's like, I'm a dad now. And it's like, I'm okay with characters changing over time, but he has to, like, there are some things about Eddie that are kind of like core to his character, right?
He's supposed to be a dick.
Why is the Venom symbiote still scary and have sharp teeth and a long tongue if Venom isn't if Eddie isn't evil anymore, right?
Yeah,
Because you're not used to it and it's intimidating, right? Yeah.
Because it looks cool.
Maybe
And that's why all of this is happening, is because Venom is a sick ass design and it looks cool.
Designed it.
It
And
does
they
look
have
cool.
to keep that. Just like he designed
it
Venom, and
looks
they
so
both look
good.
badass.
Also, Liam,
Yeah.
now that he's got a kit, maybe they're just teeing him up for an even worse day coming, and then we'll go through that whole cycle again.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can't even follow
they have their
this shit
out.
anymore.
They have their out. Oh, that's a really shitty out, though.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing that they could do is just make him like return him to like, ooh, I'm a super bad villain now, and it's like we're back to the status quo, and it's, I don't know, it's just lame on all fronts. It just sucks.
So what you're
I just
saying
don't like it.
is Spawn is the better character and therefore should win this argument.
I physically cannot read a fucking early Spawn comic.
That's
like,
fair. That's fair.
The art is amazing, but it's a fucking novel. There's
Spawn
so
is
much
difficult
text.
to read sometimes. Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's not like
And
I'm not a simpleton, right? Like I can read novels, but
it's
I'm a comic book. Let it be a
especially
comic.
when you get like the Spawn cartoon is amazing. But like when you get into
Yes!
Spawn's like cosmic stuff, it like I feel like it does stretch way beyond what the story was probably
Yeah.
meant to do. And it makes sense. Like, oh, he's under hell with demons or whatever. It makes sense to reach parts where they're fighting God and whatnot. But it also just feels
Yeah.
like it's so much less personal now, which
Mm.
is interesting because God possesses like his not ex-wife's son, so like it is personal, but it's also it just feels so interpersonal. Anyway, we'll get to
hey,
that
real
in
quick,
just a little bit.
while Ben and Liam are throwing shade, don't worry, I got you covered. Because this episode is sponsored by Shady Rays. Take on the sun with gear built to last. I appreciate that you appreciated that, Danny. Shady Rays has you covered for the summer with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company that offers world-class products that are just as good as any expensive pair. Plus, every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your sunglasses, even on day one, they'll send you a brand new pair. No questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after your purchase. There's no risk when you shop with Shady Rays. Y'all, mine are in my car right now. I love these. You've heard me rave about them forever. They are my favorite sunglasses that I have ever owned. And they are super affordable. So please, it's summer, it's hot, you're going to be outside probably. If not, you should maybe go outside. Get some sunglasses that'll keep you covered. So also every purchase supports the Shady Rays Impact Program, which works directly with nonprofits and their communities to empower and make adventure available for all walks of life, from childhood cancer patients to young adults with serious health conditions to Eddie Brock, who manifested his own cancer. Shady Rays is making a lasting impact. So just for you, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code DBC for 50% off of 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Shady Rays, we love you. They're a longtime sponsor of the show now. And again, great product. Check them out. Do it.
Yes, Shady Rays is great. Also, real quick, I want to cover just a couple little bits for Spawn, kind of lightning round. Not necessarily feats, just things that I think are cool. So one time Spawn had a crossover with Batman, and obviously Spawn kicked Batman's ass because how is Batman supposed to fight him? But at one point he's like, "All right, dude, let's can we chill out?" And Batman's like, "No," and throws a batarang in Spawn's face. This obviously does nothing to Spawn, but Spawn decides to leave the wound, takes out the batarang, throws it aside. He can heal the wound at any point, right? But instead, just because he's a badass, he decides, you know what? I'm going to take a shoelace and stitch my wound together with a shoelace down the front of my face. And he leaves it like that for several comics in the actual Spawn series. Just leaves it like that.
That's like Jack Nicholson in Chinatown, like leaving the bandage on his nose because it like makes his character look cooler.
He didn't have to do that, but he did. There's also a moment where Spawn is being hunted by a demon hunter. I can't remember what they're called specifically. But they know that in order to kill a Hellspawn, you have to like decapitate them, right? With either a necroplastic weapon or a holy weapon.
Sword, yes.
Mm-hmm.
He would remove the holy weapon weakness later. He basically separates himself from heaven and hell. He no longer has weaknesses associated with that, but he's still technically weak to necroplasm because he is made of necroplasm. But the hunter's like, all right, I'm gonna behead him with my holy weapon, and she does. She successfully beheads him, only to find out later that at some point, who knows when, Spawn replaced his head with a bag of worms.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be something.
And she's just holding a bag of worms. Like,
Naturally.
what?
Yeah, as you do.
And out of Spawn, he summons like a million animals, like demon bears, that then maul her to death. It's just like, sick. Okay.
Where all these demon bears keep coming from?
I know, right?
He has control over beasts. He can just summon. He has control over plants and animals, basically, for some reason.
Like the new Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, forget Kraven.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes, and of course, as I kind of mentioned earlier, he started out with some very specific weaknesses, like the holy weapons and the like necroplasm bar. Like he needed to feed off sins in order to keep his power up. These were limitations that Malbogia was trying to put on him. When he finally realized, like, oh, I don't actually need to rely on Malbogia's power, he got rid of those. so he no longer needs them. They're no longer weaknesses. And eventually, he separated himself from heaven and hell entirely. He became his own entity, separated from them because he realized, oh, they're just evil, greedy corporations.
Yeah,
Sort of.
yeah. God and Satan and that are
Sort
like
of.
just or like they're like dicks that are like constantly fucking with each other.
Yeah.
And he literally grabs them at one point and is like, "Stop it, you fucking assholes!" or something
They
like
are
that. It's really
literally
funny.
children. And I mean that
Yeah.
literally. Because to be very brief, because we're short on time, the like
Oh, yeah.
big final battle, or at least it was the final battle of Spawn's world that went into Divine Spawn was, it turns out God and Satan are children to some higher entity called the Mother of Existence. And when they were initially created, God created the world. I mean, it's still God in a biblical sense, but there's just like twists to it, right? Like he created the world, he created humanity. Adam and Eve still happened. Satan still poisoned them or whatever, like introduced sin, yada, yada, yada. God got scared of it, and him and Satan started fighting. And all Mother of Existence was looking at them and like, oh man, these two are pricks, because they're just like beating each other up, and it's gonna like kill all the people. So she ends up basically yeeting them out of existence. They're just gone forever until later she's like, oh, but they're still my kids. So like, I'll give them another chance. And so I don't know why it happens to these people in particular, but the two of the kids from Al's ex-wife and her new husband are just God and Satan reborn. Like they are possessed by them.
Great.
And then when they get a little older, like 5 years old, they're like, oh, I have the powers of Satan. I am Satan. Let's fuck shit up. And they just start a war between heaven and hell. So that's why when you look up God versus Satan images, you'll find him like staring down a little kid. And God is not a little kid. That's actually his like, oh, it's not his son. It's his could be son. I don't know. It's weird. Complicated relationships. So Spawn gets involved, of course, and he ends up meeting the Mother of Existence, who is like, okay, look, I don't know what to do here. I'm out of ideas. These people are just gonna, my kids are just gonna keep fighting and destroying the universe. It's up to you. I'll just give you all my power and make you a divine entity. And so Spawn basically grows angel wings, becomes what is referred to as divine Spawn, and fights all of heaven and all of hell at the same time, wiping out their entire armies and all life on Earth in a single attack, because that's just how to defeat heaven and hell. So he literally
Celestial
kills
beings, yeah,
all of
right.
existence and wipes out the Earth, dusts the Earth. Everything is gone.
Worth it.
Except what he actually did is he sent God and Satan, who are unkillable beings because they'll just be reborn, into an alternate dimension where they think everything is dead. And they will continue fighting forever, stuck in this desolate alternate Earth.
That's funny.
And he, Spawn, recreated Earth, rebuilt it as a godlike entity, restored everyone back to life, and basically became the new almighty God being. Also, he made sure that everybody remembered all those events.
So that they could learn from it.
Very traumatic Earth at that point, but you know, I guess people have to learn. And then he just gave up his powers. I don't know why, because obviously God and Satan are going to come back. Like, but whatever. But he chose to give up his powers because he's a good guy, and that is divine Spawn. Divine Spawn. It's basically
Sorry,
like in
I was
control
with
of
you all
of
the way up
reality.
until because he's a good guy. Spawn, come on. Look,
That's his journey. That is part of his journey. Like Spawn starts off as an asshole, and he has to become a good person. He has to learn how to be an empathetic person. Learning empathy is like the main storyline of Spawn. And that's why when he comes back, like the whole deal that he made with Malbogia was, oh no, I'm dead. I really want to see my wife again. And the demon's like, okay, sure. Sends him back to life, brings him back to life 5 years later after his ex-wife has moved on and married his best friend. So like, that's the setup. for Spawn, and he's got to learn how to deal with that for the rest of his now immortal life. Like that's the
I need to
story.
squeeze.
So
I need to squeeze a couple of things in
yes, go
here.
for it.
So there is a higher level up for Venom.
Sweet.
This is the form that he took when this is how he defeated Null. He became the god of light. He was imbued by the Enigma Force, which is like the power of light that opposes darkness in the multiverse. Mike, could you bring up image 1? We're just going to cycle through these images. And in order to fight Null, he takes the Silver Surfer's surfboard, which is in the shape of a sword, and he takes Mjolnir, this is Odin Force Thor Mjolnir, and merges them into one. Could you do image 2, Mike?
What?
And he merges Mjolnir and the Silver Surfer's surfboard into a battle axe. So he has full control of the Enigma Force, the Power Cosmic, and the Odin Force at the same fucking time.
What?
Image 3, Mike.
Does he also get the Phoenix
He
Force?
decapitates one of the possessed Celestials in one swing. Image 4, Mike. And then immediately like stops an attack from Null and fucking like just absolutely decimates him. And then he takes him into the sun, burns him alive, and then flies back immediately. Image 5, Mike. This is not the most impressive speed feat, but at the bottom you can see him flying back to Earth.
Oh
like
my god, look at how
Superman.
fast he's Jesus Christ.
Like, okay, like Odin Force Thor should be like a cajillion times the speed of light. Infinite speed, right? Like Odin's attacks can shake the entire Marvel multiverse, which is infinite in size. Just infinitely fucking fast. But I think that's like a nice visual speed feat of him just
Why
like
did
Superman
they
flying
choose
back to Earth.
Venom for this?
I don't know! It's so fucking stupid!
What?
Yeah.
Venom.
And this is
I had
yeah.
Mjolnir.
This is he has
Wait,
Power
what?
Cosmic, which is multiversal. He has the Odin Force, which is multiversal. He has the Enigma Force, which is multiversal. Combines them into like a fucking action figure battle axe, and then just defeats a dude that is the embodiment of nothing.
So it's like a Power Rangers final move, right? When they combine their weapons.
Yes, he becomes the Megazord. but for Marvel cosmology shit. Literally becoming one of the most powerful beings in Marvel
like
history.
Themes that are consistent. What the fuck is going on there?
Yeah, he fucking destroys Spawn with that.
I don't know about that, but
yeah, Spawn. You said he created the universe, right?
He recreated Earth, but he created new universes for God and Satan and whatnot, and for Earth and whatever.
Venom killed a dude. Use the power of dudes individually who could destroy the multiverse and combine them into a big multiverse sandwich, and fought the being that was going to destroy the entirety of Marvel creation.
Can we also talk about apparently Venom was worthy? Because he picked up
Yeah,
Mjolnir?
he's worthy too.
That's what got me. I was like, wait, what? How did he pick up the hammer?
Not just Eddie Brock, the Venom symbiote.
And he sums it out of Thor's hand, too. It's in Thor's hand.
What?
This is Odin Thor. This is All-Father Thor. This is All-Father Thor. There is no, like, he's the one that controls the enchantment now. And Venom just went, and got it, and did it to the Silver Surfer's surfboard. The Surfer was fine with it, though. He was like, wow, this is going to be really cool. And then he, like, smashes them together.
Spider-Man's got this. Like, he's gonna beat him up.
And then he goes, Parker.
Okay.
Hey, just your friendly neighborhood dust. Like, just
again,
yeah.
like we said at the beginning,
existence.
these ultimate powers are obviously like very dependent on like other people giving them powers and things like that. So it's not like their standard arsenal or whatever. Spawn can't just decide to become Divine Spawn again. I doubt Venom can just decide to get all these powers again. I mean, I guess if he's worthy of Mjolnir, could he just call Mjolnir
I have
from across the
no
multiverse?
fucking idea. He does lose these powers after he defeats Null and then like saves his son. And then he just becomes the King in Black. So he gets the
Okay.
King in Black powers
Well,
as the King of
Could
Symbiotes.
he just do the thing where he holds up his hand and Mjolnir flies to him?
I have
Like,
absolutely no fucking idea.
Thor's just
I have
hanging
absolutely
out
no
one
fucking
day,
idea.
and Mjolnir's like, "I'm gonna go help the weird guy." And flies
Maybe
off.
it's because he had the Enigma Force, and that made him like the god. He was the god of light, so that was like he's good.
Okay. So maybe there's more going on there. All right.
Yeah. But it's
Oh,
dumb as
clearly
fuck,
there's
and I
more
hate
going
it.
on there.
Yeah.
Seems like
I didn't read
right.
all of those comics in
Let's go,
preparation for this.
I'll go ahead and get the poll up. But while I'm doing that, Danny. Well, actually, we'll get
We
to
got to
your
read
thoughts in just a
community
little bit.
answers.
We'll just get let's
Yeah,
go ahead and bring
yeah.
up the community answers for who should win.
Good God.
Oh my gosh.
All right. X Word says, with Eddie's recent surge of power, with the King in Black being essentially considered an anti-Beyonder, I have to give this to Venom. They'd presumably have a similar level of power, given the God and Satan of Spawn are practically the same as unrestricted Beyonders or of Marvel, since they aren't all powerful as the mother exists above them. And even though Spawn has had much better training compared to Eddie, the fact he was able to easily best Null, who Thor couldn't, would mean Venom can scale to Thor's speed, making him massively faster than Spawn.
Oh yeah, and because he has all of the symbiotes, he has all of the memories of the symbiotes and all of the powers of all the beings that they've ever fused with. It's through the codices of the symbiotes. So.
Yes, I do remember that coming up when we were talking about. I don't want to necessarily trash too much on the Venom story because I don't know enough about it, but it sounds
ridiculous,
different than what I would expect a Venom story to be. Okay, let's go and bring up the answer for Spawn.
I was not expecting this at all when you said Venom versus Spawn.
This one from Fuzzy McWuzzy. In a straight up brawl, Venom takes it. Wait, what?
No, it's gonna.
Especially King in Black. But Spawn's magic is just reality warping, and that's without god powers. It's one of those things where different versions of the characters can crush the other, but the strongest version of Spawn is literally the god of creation, and Venom just hasn't done anything to top that yet.
Okay.
I don't even.
Yeah, I didn't actually get into it, but Spawn does have reality warping powers, and he can teleport. He can teleport people without touching them. There's a scene where he like teleports bullets out of a gun, for example, or a person to an island. But anyway, okay,
Sure.
So the poll is up. The votes are already very close and going back and forth. I can see because what the hell. I know people have suggested Spawn versus Ghost Rider a lot. I'm very curious if people would be interested in this as well.
Yeah, I'd prefer Ghost Rider personally, but it's up to you guys ultimately.
Yeah, if you guys want to see this, let us know. But okay, so let's get to the votes. We are going to start with the community vote from before the show. Let's go ahead and bring that up. All right.
Jeez.
No
First
surprise
things first.
there.
Spawn gets 79% of the early community vote. So that's 1 point for Spawn. All right. It's time for us to talk about this. It's time for you guys. Danny and Chad. I'm just going to throw it to both of you at the same time because I don't know. What are you thinking?
I mean, it sounds like Spawn has the power to like make and break reality, and clearly they both have time feats, which is just absurd, but they're also immune to each other's time feats. So I mean, again, Venom has all everything that you're saying about the Man in Black, King in Black is like insanely impressive, but that doesn't break reality, does it? That's not rebuilding or destroying realities. I almost feel like reality would be. Am I wrong? The
Celestials
tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't know if you're right or wrong, man. This
is what's so hard right now.
Sure, you're right.
It's basically
no, you're right. 'Cause it sounds like you're about to vote for Spawn.
No, the power cosmic, and the Enigma Force are also like they warp reality too.
Yeah, but
he has like multiple reality warping.
For me, it's like where's the level of God stop, right? Like. Because
there's tears. There's tears of God.
Right? And it's like like we see him kill a celestial, right? But then we see him kill Null, and it's like Null is basically just like the force, like the dark force of existence.
Yeah.
So is that on the same page as the mother of all creation, which I would feel that it is, who gave her powers to Spawn?
Okay.
Maybe it's a wash. Maybe they both just they both kill each other.
Thank you, Ginger X.
Double knockout.
Oh my god. Are you abstaining? Is that
I
what's
don't know
happening?
what to do. I'm trying. I'm really thinking about it. I think Liam made a very good argument. I was leaning more towards Spawn, and then that shit, when you have three crazy forces combining,
The Enigma Force manipulates reality at a multiversal level. So does the Power Cosmic. So does the Odin Force. That's 3 multiverses levels of power versus the universe and a couple of.
I
Like,
actually
other
didn't
universes.
mention when Spawn was sending God and Satan into other universes. He also did the same thing to heaven and hell. So like heaven and hell are no longer in the same universe as Earth. Like they're just completely separate universes, separate from God and Satan. They can't get back to it. Spawn can, because he controls hell. He's the king of hell at this point. And also, if he were to take Venom into hell, he is completely omniscient in hell. He knows everything in hell. He controls everything in hell. He is literally hell itself. It's like the whole. Also, it powers him out.
Venom is powerful enough as the god of light to like destroy the entire infinite multiverse. Like it's like way more powerful than Spawn, who can create like a universe or several universes. This is like an infinite
that's a
number of
multiverse.
universes. Infinite multiverse versus not infinite multiverse.
But it's like we don't know because he gave it up.
If you guys are having trouble with like the cosmic stuff, take it a level down. Like
if we take it a level down, I think Spawn.
If we take it a level down, Spawn, no, yeah, for sure, absolutely.
I think the Venom stuff it was Spawn for me until he starts picking up Thor's hammer and combining it and turning it into sword with Silver Surfer and surfboard. It's like wait, hold on, what? Like
okay. Oh yeah, actually, Bill has a good point. It's not necroplasm. I mean, theoretically, he could just hit with enough force that it doesn't matter if it's necroplasm. But yeah,
it's the Necro Sword.
So Spawn has the Word of God's sword. It's literally God's word forged into his sword. Does that do anything?
The Power Cosmic for plus. This is
whatever.
Like
all right.
multiple reality warping powers
over time. We need to figure
at
this
the
out.
same time.
The axe.
Vote.
I don't.
Okay.
Flip a fucking coin.
Flip a coin.
You could flip a coin if you want.
Ultimately, who cares? It's just
you could abstain if you want, but that is boring. So know that.
I'm going with Spawn. I'm gonna commit to Spawn because I
Go ahead. Sorry. Do it. No, do it. Say it.
No. I'm gonna go with Spawn. That's it.
And then I'll go with Venom then. So there you go. Enjoy that.
So we have
chat.
We have 2 votes for Spawn and 1 for Venom. Then.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Okay. So chat
vote.
Live chat. It's up to you guys. I'm gonna let the poll run a little bit longer because it's very close.
Why are you letting it run longer?
Do you want? You want?
Yeah, stop it right now.
Okay,
right now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are you sure? I don't know.
Now.
Like,
right now.
I think it go a little. Right now, it's at 52% one way. It could maybe shift. We are a few minutes over, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, end it while you do that. Also,
all right.
Danny, Gelatin Man has been asking all episode and he supports us a lot. We recently did a Death Battle cast where we put up Adam West Batman versus Japanese Spider-Man. It was a wild ride.
Oh, Spider-Man?
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Love me some Japanese Spider-Man. But Adam West, man, sometimes you don't know.
They both had mechs. It was a whole thing. It was wild.
Yeah.
Wait, did Adam West have a mech?
Yeah.
There's a comic. Yeah. There's a comic where he has a mech.
I still give it to Spider-Man. Super strength.
Emissary of Hell. Yeah.
But we were talking
with all the
about
Batman stuff I have in the background of my room.
Exactly. We were talking about wouldn't it be funny if the next live action battle we went to Ismahawk for was this.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
We legitimately thought it would be great to use you guys to do this for real.
No, but seriously.
Gelatin Man just gifted 50 memberships. That's
Gelatin
wild.
Man.
Yo!
You didn't have to do that part. I was already going to do it. You didn't. Oh, thank you.
Hey, Pump Mimikyu, I don't know if you're like keeping track of all the memberships gifted, but it's over 130 right now. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
Pump
you
Mimikyu
everybody
always
for
keeps
this
track.
huge support.
Hey.
But yeah, how rad would that be, dude? Japanese Spider-Man versus Adam West Batman done by y'all.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That would be the most fun. That would be Amazing. My mom would go crazy. Adam West? You're doing Adam West?
Oh, finding an what somebody could do Adam West would be difficult, but I'm sure we could find somebody. Anyway, all right. Time to figure out who wins this, because the poll wrapped up a little while ago, and it did end with 52% of the vote voting for Venom, which means we have a tie. Oh gosh. Which means
I'm so sorry, Mike.
It's all up to Mike, who's running the show right now. Mike, Venom or Spawn, who are you voting for to decide the winner of this matchup?
Can I just say spawn them and just combine the two?
No.
we could have a tie.
Oh my god. I mean,
You're
what are you
killing
thinking?
me.
Like, is it
Are we
hard?
ending this on the first ever actual tie on Death Battle Cast?
Is this a tie?
Hey, if they're the same level of power, you could just possess Spawn.
Let that be my legacy. A tie.
All right. There it is.
No.
For the first time, and I think for the first time in community Death Battle history
ever
at all, we have a tie. Wow. What? I don't even
We
know.
made history on this episode.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't even know how to move forward with this. Like, how do we end the show if we don't have a winner?
Liam's not pleased. For Liam, it's victory or nothing.
Victory or
I would
death.
rather be scorched to ashes in the flames of defeat than suffer the indignity of a tie living on my knees.
Gosh. All right. Well,
I'm kicking Chad out. We're not ending
Sam.
on a fucking tie.
No!
I kicked Chad out of the VMix call
Sam
so
is
I could steal
hijacking
his
the
spot.
show.
I'm gonna go Venom. I'm just gonna go Venom and shut it down for you. I'm gonna go Venom. There it is. You can end the show now. This is what happens after Mike lets it tie. I show up and shut it down. I'm the final.
Gotta
boss.
Sam, it's not
Get it
gonna
back on the
let him
rails.
Sit.
No,
Oh my
no.
god.
I can't
All
believe
right.
I fucking
Show's been hijacked. Venom wins. What is it? Like,
Oh, jeez.
2.5 to 3. I don't even know what the vote is anymore. But Venom wins. Okay. Great. Congrats, Liam, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for joining us, Danny, for this mess.
Hey.
Where can people find you? What should they look for?
Glad to be a part of it. You can follow our YouTube channel. We're going to be posting some stuff on there coming up soon and promoting some of the bigger projects we've been working on. That's youtube.com/Ismahawk. And you can also follow us on our social media at Ismahawk on Twitter, Instagram, and all others. So, yeah, thanks again for having me on. It's always a blast.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. We were so happy that you could come back.
Yeah,
Also,
dude. Thank you.
Chad is not joining
Chad's
us. Tim
dead.
already exited. It's just frozen now. So great. All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this crazy episode of Death Battle Cast. Wow. I guess let us know if we should do this episode, because it's clearly way closer than we thought it might be. Way more intense.
This or Ghost Rider?
Maybe both would be really fun. I don't know. Let us know what you think. And until next week, be kind to others, be kind to yourself, be awesome. See you then. Take care.
Sam's a dick.